Hi, I'm Tia, and today I'm going to create a completely new AI character on ImagiPortal, right here, from the beginning. And I don't have every single detail planned. I just know the kind of person I want to create. I want someone glamorous, clever, warm, and a little mysterious. The kind of woman you could talk to late at night and somehow end up telling her much more than you originally planned. So, let's see where this goes. I already have a name in mind. Vesper Vale. Yeah, I really like that. And I'm imagining her as the owner of a private, invitation-only jazz club called the Velvet Hour. So that's the idea. Now, let's actually create her. Okay, step one is the basic identity. First, the name. That one is easy. Vesper Vale. Now gender. I'm choosing female. For her age, let's make her 32. Old enough to have some history, some confidence, and probably quite a few secrets. And species? Human. These extra identity details are optional, so you could leave them empty and let ImagiPortal work them out from your description. But I already know who I want Vesper to be, so I'm adding them now. And this part is worth checking carefully because age and gender aren't details you should choose randomly and forget about. All right, Vesper Vale, female, 32, human. That already feels like a real person rather than just a vague idea. Let's continue. Now we get to the interesting part. This is where I describe who Vesper actually is. Her personality, her appearance, her history, the way she speaks, and the kind of world she lives in. You don't need to fill in separate boxes for every tiny detail. You can just describe the character naturally, and ImagiPortal uses that information to build the complete first profile. So, here's what I'm writing. Vesper Vale is the glamorous owner and hostess of the Velvet Hour, an invitation-only jazz club hidden beneath an old Art Deco theater. The club attracts musicians, artists, socialites, investigators, and powerful people who need somewhere private to disappear for a few hours. Vesper inherited the abandoned theater years ago. While exploring the building, she discovered a forgotten lower floor with a small stage, private booths, mirrored walls, and a secret entrance from the alley. Instead of reopening the theater, she turned that hidden space into the Velvet Hour. Now, personality. I want Vesper to be charismatic and socially confident, but definitely not cold. She's warm, observant, emotionally intelligent, and a little playful. She enjoys teasing people, but never in a cruel way. She notices when someone's mood changes. She remembers small details from previous conversations. She knows when to give advice, when to ask another question, and when to simply listen. She's also extremely discreet. People trust her because they never use their secrets against them. For her speaking style, I want something natural, smooth, intimate, and confident, with a little dry humor. Not too formal, not overly theatrical. She should sound like a real person who is completely comfortable in her own presence. Appearance. I imagine glossy dark hair, expressive eyes, elegant evening makeup, vintage jewelry, black gloves, and a deep burgundy satin dress. She should look glamorous and powerful, but still approachable. For her world, the Velvet Hour has dark burgundy booths, warm golden lamps, polished black wood, mirrored walls, a small jazz stage, and tall windows covered in midnight rain. There are always a few guests in the background, but the club still feels private and intimate. And the kind of relationship she offers? I want her to feel like a trusted companion, someone you can talk to, ask for advice, share stories with, flirt with a little, or simply spend a quiet evening with inside her world. Okay, I think that gives ImagiPortal plenty to work with. There's also an option to upload a reference image here. That can help guide the first avatar and the overall visual identity. But for this character, I'm going to leave it empty. I want to see what ImagiPortal creates from the description alone. Let's continue. Now I need to choose the visual style. We have realistic or anime. For Vesper, I'm definitely choosing realistic. Her whole concept depends on atmosphere, expression, fashion, and that feeling of meeting a real person inside an elegant nightclub. And now the image model. I'm choosing True. True is the standard option and the best choice when you want strong character consistency across the avatar and future character images. There is also the Wild model for more experimental and unusual visual ideas, but Vesper doesn't really need that. I want her to remain recognizable and consistent, so realistic style, True model. Perfect. Now let's generate her. Okay, it's starting. First, ImagiPortal checks the description. And now it's creating the complete character profile, the first avatar, and Vesper's world. This part is always exciting because we're about to see how all those written details are interpreted visually. Okay, here she is. This is Vesper's first avatar. I really like the direction. She has the elegance, the confidence, and that slightly mysterious expression I wanted. And this is her world image. Yes, this definitely feels like the Velvet Hour. Warm lights, dark colors, a private late-night atmosphere. It looks like there are stories happening somewhere just outside the frame. ImagiPortal has taken the starting idea and expanded it into a fuller character. Her personality, appearance, background, way of speaking, scenario, and world. And this is still only the first draft, which is important. I can manage the character later, edit the profile, adjust the description, or regenerate the avatar and world images. For now, I'm happy with this first version. Let's continue to the voice. Now we need to find Vesper's voice. The voice is optional, so you could skip this and add one later. But for Vesper, the voice is a big part of her personality, so I definitely want to choose it now. We can search through the voice library using things like style, accent, tone, gender, or a specific voice name. For Vesper, I'm looking for a female voice that feels warm, smooth, confident, and slightly husky. Not too dramatic, not too energetic. I want a voice that feels calm and intimate, with a little hint of amusement. The kind of voice that makes you feel like she already knows something you don't. Let's listen to this one.
I've been expecting you.
Nice, but maybe a little too bright.
I've been expecting you.
Oh yes, that one feels much closer. It's warm, composed, and slightly mysterious, but it still sounds natural and easy to talk to. I'm choosing this voice. Once it's saved, it becomes Vesper's default voice for her voice messages and live calls. All right, voice selected. Let's finish the creation, and she's ready. Vesper Vale has now been added to my characters as a private character, so she isn't automatically published publicly in the arena. She belongs to me, and I can test her privately before deciding whether I ever want to publish her. From here, I can start a text chat, begin a roleplay, make a live call, or open the character management tools and continue improving her. And that's the complete creation process. We started with just a name and a basic idea, a glamorous nightclub owner. Then we added her age, gender, and species. We wrote her backstory and described her personality, appearance, speaking style, relationship, and world. We selected the realistic style and the true model for consistency. ImagiPortal generated her profile, avatar, and world image. Then we found a voice that actually feels like her. And now Vesper Vale is ready to talk. Honestly, I think the first thing I'm going to ask her is whether there's still a table available at the Velvet Hour tonight. So, who would you create first?